Hello guys. Previously we learned about auxiliary verbs, including modal verbs. Today we learn how to form a question. Now, we know that grammar helps us create and comprehend valid sentences. And sentences could be statements, but also questions. We have two types of questions, a yes-no question or an information question. A yes-no question verifies the truth of something, and with an information question, we obtain some knowledge. So, how do we form a question? Let's take a look at some sentences. He's okay. This can be converted into, is he okay? They were late. Were they late? They are ready. Are they ready? So in these examples, by switching the subject and verb, we're able to form questions. But notice that the verb used in these sentences is the primary verb be. But what about sentences with the primary verb do? Let's take a look at this sentence. She does something. How will I make it into a question? Does she something? No. I'll have to add a do after the subject. Does she do something? Yes. What about the primary verb have? They have the book. How do I convert it into a question? Have they book? No. Here I'll have to use the do operator before the subject and leave the position of the primary verb have as it is. So it becomes, do they have the book? Similarly, the sentence, he has the package, can be converted into, does he have the package? A sentence can be turned into a question by placing the auxiliary verb or the primary verb before the subject. Let's take a look at some more examples. Sentences in simple present and past tense. She knows John. Does she know John? So here, we're not switching the subject and the verb, but simply adding the operator do before the subject. He called the company. Did he call the company? Here the verb call won't be in the past tense because did does the job of representing the tense of the sentence. Sentences with continuous and perfect tense. It was working yesterday. Was it working yesterday? Let's take a look at sentences with modal verbs. They will help you. Will they help you? You can do it. Can you do it? That could happen. Could that happen? So here, we have simply placed the modal verbs before the subject to convert it into a question. So, most sentences can be turned into a yes-no question by simply placing its auxiliary verb before the subject. And when we are dealing with sentences that have primary verbs be, do, have, we have to make necessary adjustments as mentioned before. When it comes to forming information questions, we have to use the question words who, what, when, where, why, and how. We use these questions to simply obtain information. For example, what do you want? I want that book. What did you do yesterday? I did some work yesterday. Where are they going? They're going to the museum. How much is this for? This is for $12. And lastly, we have the subject questions, where there is no subject-verb reversal. We don't make any changes in the word sequence, but simply add a question word in place of the subject. For example, who did that? He did that. Who gave you this? The manager gave me this. So in this lesson, we just learned how questions are formed. Yes-no questions and information questions. Talk to you guys soon.